Ah,
There he is. How you doing?
Dad, how you doing, man? It's great to see you.
You look a little blue. Just kidding. That's your background.
Oh, wow, so cool, when they told me I was going to host this show, the Jeff Bridges show, I was like, who's gonna be the guest,
Right.
And they said Bob Saget. I was like, oh my God, no way, I was like freaking out, I had toothpaste in my mouth and I spit it all over the place. It's so good to have you here, man. How you doing?
Jimmy, it's great to see you. And be careful with the toothpaste in the sink. It can actually clog it. It can actually cause like an epoxy. That's true. I had a real problem, and I had a don't pour Drano in either. Get a garden weasel, an actual animal. It's like a
Uh,
larva. Take the
a
thing.
garden with, oh my
Oh,
God,
you look great.
nah, I feel great, I feel like $1 million,
Well, you're making a good living, and
Oh wow.
I
No, but
still love that time. Do you remember that time when I was on Oprah and I discovered uh, a funny guy, and you were discovered
Bob
by
Saget. It was Bob Saget. It was
well, it
Bob
was
Saget.
Bill Murray discovered you. It was right when you had just started SNL, and Bill Murray was kind enough and wanted to give you props. That was a long
Oh
time
yeah.
ago. You would
No, it
remember
was an
that?
honor. Oh yeah, it was an honor. I love Oprah too. She's like the most amazing woman in the world.
She
And
is. I mean, there's a lot of amazing women. I have a lot of women in my life. My daughter is my wife. They're different people. My daughter's from my wife.
I was gonna say that you have three daughters. I have kids too.
Yeah,
you have three daughters. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever accidentally called them DJ Stephanie or Michelle?
absolutely. That's what I call them. They call me Danny. I don't allow them to call me Dad or Bob. But I'd let them call me Dad once in a while. But I like to sit on the edge of the bed and talk to them still, even though they're in their 30s. And I'll have a guy come in with a synthesizer and he plays music. And I tell them morality plays, how to live their life. Honey, you can't have a beer at the prom and you can't drive a car through the kitchen window, things like that.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's amazing. That's incredible.
How's New York? How's the weather there now?
It's fine. It's like, the people are in the streets, people are running around crazy.
Yeah,
And but they still have pizza. It's still New York.
right.
But I'm having
Pizza's great, and I love New York, and I'm a strong believer that they're going to come back stronger than ever.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's why
definitely.
you're there. I mean, you're there because and it's cool you're in studio now and moving forward.
I love being in the studio. It's amazing. I love the temperature controls. When you first start this, when you first start show business, they don't show you where the thermostat is. But like you get further in the show, it gets more successful. Then they show you where the thermostat is.
Where is it? Because I've been on your stage there. Where
Okay, when you
exactly?
when you go in, you go through
Right.
the two doors.
Yeah.
You go right. And then you don't go right into the
That's if
paint
you go right,
cans.
you're behind the bleachers.
Right.
You're
You don't want to
behind the
go.
audience.
You want to go away from the paint cans.
Oh, okay.
You go away from the paint cans and go right. Okay, that worked good.
No, I understand.
Listen, I'm going to ask you some questions because we don't have a lot of time. Maybe
I,
2 or 3
I I got
hours.
I got all day. I mean, I'm fine. Whatever. Yeah, 2-3 hours is good.
Okay. Let's get. I have to ask these questions. These are great questions. Some
All
of these
right.
questions I wrote. Some of these questions I didn't write.
Right.
So who would win in a fight, you or John Stamos's baby?
The baby, Billy, his son would beat the crap out of him. He's super strong. I think he's stronger than John Stamos. I think he's stronger than his dad. I think he could. I mean, he's adorable too. Well, that's like his dad, but he would just take me down. I think he would just aim right for the crotch, and
Is is he a biter?
not that
Like
I
would he
remember. I
would he
mean, we
bite?
well, we've never camped out together, but you mean in a fight? You mean would
Are
he
you
bite?
drunk? Are you
No,
drunk?
no. I just no. This is fake. This is a fake. It's plastic. So that's my prop. I have a prop. No, people think I'm high or drunk all the time. I always talk
Ah,
like. Well, you would people probably think that about you as well.
well, I am. No, I'm. Listen, let me ask you. I got to get on these questions here. There's some more
Oh
questions.
yeah, yeah. You
You
got to do them.
you got to get to these. Get to these questions real quick.
No,
Just a few
but I
questions.
am I am disturbed that people think because I talk the way I talk, which is just sometimes I slur my words like one of my kids' friends. I just when they were young. All right, go to your question. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, maybe you need a B12 shot, you know?
Oh, I'm not taking those. I had it before, but it hurts in my penis. Because most shots, they say, "Hey, do you want it in the arm or in the butt?" And I go, "Nope, right in there,
Right into the tippy top of your wiener.
the
Yeah.
very tippy top of my way."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay. So,
yeah.
listen, here's another question. If the zombie apocalypse came to Full House,
Would
who would die first? In other words, who would kill and eat each other, and which one would you kill and eat, and how would you do that? You know, if you ran out of food, you know what I mean?
right. Well, I wouldn't eat any of. Oh no, I understand. I wouldn't eat any of the people on the show because I love them. So that doesn't mean I love them enough to actually eat their flesh if I'm a zombie. But I think this thing that Dave Coulier as Joey Gladstone, he had a thing called Mr. Woodchuck, and I never liked it. It was a puppet, and it would always go, "Is it made of wood?" That'd be the first thing. It has foam in it. I would cook it. I'd put it in the oven in the kitchen, and I'd eat Mr. Woodchuck because I can't do that to my kids, and I don't want people to say, "Hey, you ate John Stamos." That sounds like, yeah, right. Like who thinks I haven't?
You would think that would be the normal choice, though, John Stamos. You know, because
he's not meaty.
Really,
he's not meaty. Dave
no,
Coulier,
like,
you could
the
get
flesh
a hunk.
looks better. Dave Coulier.
Yeah, well, but times change, all of us. So we're older now. So Dave still he's got a good. You know what? Come to think of it, I take that back. I would eat Dave Coulier. He's kind of fleshy. He's going to be on my podcast soon in the next week or two, whatever. And I'm going to bring it up to him and ask him if we had a choice, would he let me eat him?
Well, let me know. You know, maybe we'll do a follow-up show or something like that.
That'd be great. I could bring half of him and me.
So that would be, which one would be the roast beef?
Oh, it's the lower roast beef's usually the rump.
Oh,
so I would probably eat his ass, is what I'm saying.
You would eat his ass, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the rump. I mean, if you're eating the lower round of the roast beef, it's
you're
not
gonna
a
eat
shoulder.
You're gonna eat the buttocks. The buttocks, the two big chunks of meat that people consider that to be the butt, you know?
That is, and it's a little bit marbly, you know.
Okay. Wow. So many questions. But you talked about your podcast, I'm Here For You, which is
actually podcast. There is one called I'm Here For You, which I never knew. But I don't know if I was on before it or not, probably not. But mine's Bob Saget's Here For You. So that way I get to say my name in a sentence. So I'm in third person. So that's like really, that's like, it's always good to say your name in a sentence.
Can you do it for us right now? Can you do it again? One more time?
Well, it's okay. It's a little bit self-aggrandizing, but it's Bob Saget's Here For You is the name of my podcast. And what's the name of this podcast?
This is the Jeff Richards Show. Yeah.
Oh, I like Jeff. I've always liked Jeff. He's so funny. I remember the first time I saw him do Drunk Girl on Saturday Night Live, and I just thought he was just absolutely hilarious and spot on because I've known people like that.
Yeah, he's a good guy, you know. And I'm just doing the show because we were both on SNL, and I feel like I need to do it, you know, like some sort of a Boy Scout thing or something, you know.
You're right. You're part of that club, but not. You're part of that club pre all the problems they've gone through.
Here's another question, you know.
I'd like to give you edit points.
You sound like you just woke up. You just wake up?
I didn't. No, I've just been dealing with some other things. People, whenever I do any interview, people are always trying to figure out what the hell's going on with me.
Well, it's like you might have a head cold. You could be.
I have allergies. I took a Claritin D is what I took. There, you nailed it. That's what it is. I took the oblong one, the Claritin D. So there
you know what? You know that it's better than Claritin F. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that thing's terrible. It's got nothing but F in it. It doesn't F and dry you up.
Oh wow!
I'm dried. I am dried up.
Let me get to these.
I didn't mean that in a showbiz sense.
Let me get to these questions, Bob.
Absolutely.
You kind of pissing me off a little bit. I'm trying
to. Ask me what's wrong with me again.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I think just questions in general.
Okay, let me ask you another question then. Do you have any favorite jokes?
No.
Do you have any favorite fart jokes? That was my follow-up question.
Oh, yeah, actually. And it's ironically a Dave Coulier joke. And I've said it before. I'm not proud of it, but he said a fart is nothing more than taking a piece of crap and going. He said that's all it is. You have a piece of crap in your hand and you do that, but you can't do that now because you'd spread droplets of crap, and that's double that. You double down. By the way, if you can smell crap, you don't have COVID.
If you could smell crap?
Yeah, you
You
don't
don't
have
have
COVID
COVID?
because you can smell.
Yeah, but what if you stick it up in your nose or something like that?
That's hot. That's just hot.
Oh, wow.
Ask me what's wrong with me.
You're never answering the question. You say that you had to do some work or something that made you.
Yeah, I was working and I took Claritin. No, I'm tired. I woke up early and
Okay.
I took a Claritin. I have a note from my doctor.
What's a note say?
Note says, what's your question? All the doctors on TV are lying, so I can't mind.
But all seriousness, I really have to get to some of these questions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's your question?
More. What's the coolest thing about being famous? I can answer first.
Well,
no, you answer.
You go first. You go first, Jimmy.
I love eating ice cream. And I can get whatever ice cream bar I want. I never have to worry about how much the ice cream bar costs. And then I eat it. But you go ahead. I wasn't ready for my own question.
But I thought you briefed yourself. I didn't know.
I'm not even wearing briefs. Yeah.
Wow, nobody is. I've got shorts on. I'd show you, but that would be a different interview.
You're lying. You don't.
Yeah. What's the question?
Let's forget that question. What's your biggest inspiration currently in life? What gives you the biggest kick of enthusiasm and inspiration?
My daughters inspire me, and my wife inspires me, and I have some wonderful friends. And one of the people I love being with is Norman Lear, who's 98, who's really smart. And one of the smartest things he does is he doesn't say, "What's wrong with you?"
Okay, now you're going to make me ask you what's wrong with you. Okay.
Oh,
and I'll do it.
okay.
If you challenge me again, I'll ask you what's wrong with you, and I really will do it.
Okay. I'll tell you what happened. Somebody broke into my house and stole my troll doll. I had one of those. Oh my God!
And then you took a Claritin?
I found it. And it's got a belly ring, and look at that.
Oh wow! Yeah,
now,
yeah.
If that don't turn you on, nothing will.
Perfect shape, real too small maybe, but
it looks like Dave Coullier's buttocks that I would eat in a zombie apocalypse.
Now you knew I used to do.
This is going to be the rest of the interview.
This is what I was talking about before. What's wrong with you?
Oh, that's funny that you.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Go ahead, do it. No, don't do it
again. Well, it's really hot outside, and that's a little scary in California. And I took Claritin D, which dried me up. I mean, even my penis is completely shriveled and has gone inside like a turtle, scared in its shell. That's what I mean. Just being honest.
Well, it's fall's coming up.
That's what it is. It can almost, and when it sees its shadow, it means it's gonna snow. What does it mean in Groundhog Day? A groundhog, when it sees its shadow, what does that mean about fall? What does that mean?
I don't know what it means about fall, but I think it means you're post-op.
You're post-op, okay.
Post-op, it's over with,
Oh, I see. I support the post-op. I think, especially with ballots, the post-op has been, there's a comedian, Norm Crosby, who would do malaprops and take words like the post-op is one of the best, services the United States has to offer. And that's what his act was always, just taking words that weren't the words. And it was very funny. He's a very funny guy. And he helped me out in my career. I'm glad you asked.
Who else has asked? Who have been your influence? I know you've influenced a lot of people. Who've influenced you and helped you out?
Now, some of my big helps, one of the early ones, well, there's many, but people that would put me up at, at the Comedy Store, that would be Mitzi Shore, and at the Improv, it would be Bud Friedman. And then Rodney Dangerfield helped me with putting me on a young comedian special, the first one he ever hosted.
Oh yeah.
And that meant a lot to me. And that was the one Sam Kinison was on. And then I was in a Richard Pryor movie, Critical Condition, but I'd known Richard from the Comedy Store because I hosted there for 8 years. So Richard and Rodney and Richard were huge influences, and Don Rickles, who I later became very close with and loved him very much. I'm very fortunate in that I've been close with some of the funnier people that I looked up to. I got to know them, which I never thought would happen when I was a kid.
So you had all these different, it was almost like different stages of a rocket going off. What was the first, what was like the single?
But then it would stop, like the rocket would come off, and then I'd think, oh, wow, I made it. I got to this level. And then I would wait for the next level. And sometimes that would be I learned that every 7 years, something amazing happens to my career. So I've got to live to about 1,000. But it's really, what were you asking? I'm sorry.
You say every 7 years something great happens to you, but what are those 6 years in between like? I mean, are you?
It's hard work. I'm a workaholic. I kind of wake up happy, except this morning because something's wrong with me. But that's because I took Claritin. This episode, Jimmy, should be called, Jimmy Fallon and Bob Saget on the Jeff Richards Show, and then the byline should be, "What's wrong with you?" I think.
Well, I can tell you what happened to you. You woke up at 3:30 in the morning. You changed.
Well, I did not sleep well. I did not sleep well.
Have you always not slept well?
I always had a problem. I would think that you have the same problem being comedians. I think most of us have this problem, don't we?
Oh, we're wound up. I'm wound up, like I'm.
Yeah, and if you watch the news or anything, or relationship or just life, just our brains are not always the most rested. And I'll tell you what a lot of comedians have asked me. I'm not kidding. One of the first things when I met Robin Williams, he saw me when I was 22 years old at the Comedy Store, and my opening lines were, my mother's Gumby and my father's Pokey and I'm Mr. Potato Head, things like that. It would just be like, I have no life, I have no friends, and I live in a moped. And Robin came over to me and he said, "So you have no friends, you have no life, and you live in a moped?" And I went, "Yep." He goes, "What's wrong with you?" He actually said that. People have always asked me what's wrong with me.
Oh, wow.
But that, just bring me on stage when I can get up there. I recently did get on stage
Go ahead. Where did you get on stage?
It was Dave Chappelle's comedy camp. I was fortunate enough to go in there on the very last night of it. We didn't know it was going to be the last night, but we had to stop after one night because it was a little, just to be safe, medically, the way the world is right now.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I got to be with so many friends, and Dave is so dear. And,
so great.
Michelle Wolf and Darnell and Louis C.K. and Chris Tucker. It was an amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it was really fun. And I did about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I'm going to call my agent and say, what parking lot did Whitney play last night?
Right. You have to chase down. It's almost like this weird energy, now, because it's like, there's this, even on Zoom, there's this disconnect, you have to wait a little longer to react, and I have to listen, but there's really no way to get it just right. You're going to talk over other people. So what's your favorite TV show?
That is interesting. I've been watching a lot of the horror stuff. What have you been watching? What stuff have you been watching?
I've been watching some old stuff. I've been watching Barney Miller, Yeah.
Have you really?
Oh yeah. I love it. I love it.
Steve Landesberg was a comedian at the Comedy Store forever when I got there.
Steve Landesberg. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's the coolest. He's the coolest thing in the world. I used to have a poster. I don't know what I did with it. I keep it Barney Miller piped into the bathroom because it relaxes me, and I can go more freely,
Right. And what about, did you love the whole cast? Hal Linden was Barney Miller?
Hal Linden. Oh, wow. He's incredible, He's fantastic, He's like, his timing is unbelievable,
He's a great actor. Great actor.
He's so cool,
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
So, what makes you cool? I know what makes
Oh,
me
you asked me
cool.
about a TV show. I was going to tell you
Oh yeah, go ahead.
right. I've been loving, there's many shows. I loved all of Schitt's Creek. I watched all of that while quarantine was happening.
Oh yeah.
Got to watch it all 6 years, and I recommend that to everybody in the world. Ted Lasso with Jason Sudeikis. I love it.
Oh
It's on
yeah.
Apple TV, and you'd think I own it or something, but I have nothing to do with it. But it's inspiring and positive. And then I watch darker stuff like Utopia. I've been enjoying as much as you can because it's scary stuff,
Let me ask you about dark. Because you can be very dark. Is there a dark side to you, or is an act? Is it?
Yeah, I'm sitting on it.
So you make
it's
these little jokes. You make these little funny, little silly little jokes.
they're
But
silly.
do you worship Satan? I mean, be
No,
honest.
no, I don't even actually believe in Satan. I believe some people go to the dark side, which is why I have with me Anakin Skywalker, which is
Ah,
pre-Darth Vader.
oh,
That's Darth Vader before he turned into a mean bastard.
oh, wow.
We're
Oh,
not
Anakin
experiencing,
Skywalker.
right. That's it. People are
Oh,
like that in life. So what you asked me about, I think 2 hours ago, I'm a pretty positive person. I wake up, especially if I have sleep, I wake up thinking, here's a new day. It's going to be okay. I really do think that because we are in a time, and I do this on my podcast. I know you do this. You're doing this on the Jeff Richards show, Jimmy Fallon, that you're able to bring humor to people and a lightness,
you know,
and it's whimsical and it feels good,
I don't look at it as taking the reins. I just look at it as the reins.
Right.
Like they just let them wash over you. Just kind of stay suspended from this sort of like weird thing that happens in life, and I think it can happen in other things other than life.
No,
Other
well, maybe it can, but you taking the reins and then turning the reins that you would ride on a horse into water is a miracle that you're able to turn them into actual rainfall, metaphorically, but what about reality? And what is reality?
What is
Um,
reality? Are you asking me what's wrong? That's a
what
callback. I don't know if it fits in there, but it's a callback.
what is wrong with me? What is it exactly?
Yeah, wow. We're all undernourished. A lot of us haven't had sleep in weeks, so I think
And people are not, they're not liquidating. They are. Unfortunately, businesses are in trouble. So they are liquidating. Hydrating. You need to drink quite a lot of things like, rubbing alcohol, things like that. We all know
right.
bleach is definitely a great thing to drink, gallons of it. By
Yeah.
the way, if you're under 15 or highly influenced, that is not, I don't believe that, by the way. I just want to,
I was about to add you have to put ice cubes in it though, or it's not refreshing. You know what I mean?
you're right, and it takes the edge off because it's pretty harsh when your first gallon's really harsh, and there's leakage right away. It's
Oh
coming out
yeah.
of you, burning through. So yes, I have a dark sense of humor. That's how I deal with all the deaths I've had in my family. Please hold your laughs till I'm done. And it's all about trying to get through it and this life we're in, and it's just not all that funny because there's so much we're getting through together, and so I believe we will get through it together.
I think it's time for you to hold up another action figure.
I have a
What
shell
do you
from
got?
the ocean.
What do you
I have a
got?
shell, uh,
Oh wow.
and what does that remind you of?
Oh wow. It's like you always imagine it having teeth. But
Right, it does. and
no.
and by the way, I shouldn't tell you this, but I did get caught in this particular shell, and so when I hold it up to my ear, I can hear my penis.
Oh wow. For the people who are listening, you're holding a shell up to your ear. And you're talking about your penis. Those
Right.
for the
That's
people who are
people
just
just listening.
the people that are listening. Right now,
Yeah.
they're probably thinking, oh, what's going on? But now I've filled them in.
Right,
Yeah.
because something's wrong with me, maybe.
No, no, wow. Yeah. What's the greatest single day of acting you've had in your life? What's the greatest
And
day?
this moment, this right now, this is. I think I'm putting this on my reel.
I think it's already on your. Someone's already put it on there.
I can tell you what it was. I have a couple times. I've done Broadway and off Broadway, and I would say there's 3 plays I've been in that I had the best acting experiences I've ever had. One was called Privilege, and it was written by Paul Weitz, and that was pretty amazing at the Second Stage Theater. And then I was able to be the man in chair in The Drowsy Chaperone by Bob Martin, a great play, and he was the original man in chair. That was the name of the character. And it's one of the most beautiful plays ever. And I told my mother when she was alive, I told her when she passed also, because we kept her in a chair for about 3-4 years after she passed. But I told her I was.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Are you serious?
No, that's my dark sense of
chair?
humor. Well, I didn't want her to leave. You know, I loved her.
Oh,
right. So it was
wait a minute. Hold on a second. Are you being serious?
Well, I would say this is a really bad, dark sense of humor, gallows attempt to make you question me and wonder what's wrong with me. But I did get the part in this play because I got a phone call to do it. And my mother said, couldn't you get a bigger part? Because he's called Man in Chair. And I said, no, he's the lead. I mean, he's the guy that talks to the audience. And he's, no, but he doesn't have a name. Why can't you get a character with a name? So that's when I had to put her down. That's, you know, because she upset me. Sometimes your parents, she was very, very motivating and she believed in me so much, but that particular moment she didn't. Right. So I got up.
What'd you do? How'd you do?
Chloroform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But does that kill you? Does it kill you? I thought it just kind of knocks you out, you know?
Well, she was very quiet for about 3 years.
So it probably did it. It probably did the trick.
I guess. I did love her very much. And by the way, if you're under 15 or highly influenced, that is a really bad attempt at humor. And my mother died of natural causes to an illness, and I had nothing to do with it. And I would have kept her alive for another 50, 60 years. So she would be about 130. And I'd be just so happy.
Wow, what a great thing to say just now that you did. You know, that's so cool, you know. And you know, your mother, you know, and your mother and she's dead, you know, she's been dead for a while. That's so cool, you know.
My dad is gone.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go
ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry. No, you're kidding that.
No, I was saying it's so trying to be sarcastic, you know.
It's not cool that my mother's dead is what you're saying.
No. But it's not that it's not cool. It's just that it's not cool, you know.
No, it's not. It's not.
Any advice for young comedians or actors, you know, just starting out in the business, especially given the time we're in right now, you know, with, you know, the coronavirus and everything? Yeah.
Well, you know, when you do something like what we're doing right now, there's, you know, when you assume people are not responding, that's why I like first responders, because they're the first people to laugh at something I say. I support the first responders to my comedy.
Why do you think they need to laugh more than anyone, probably, right?
Because they're on the front lines. Right. They're right there. They're right there with people right in the moment. And by the way, in reality, they could use a laugh more than anybody because it is quite a critical time. So back to your question about advice for comedians, people that want to be comedians in this time of COVID. I think it's so many comedians, so many people, you know, Jimmy, on the Jeff Richards Show, that are angry, and a lot of us are, and are sad. And so that's the rhetoric that's coming out of them, whether it be, that's really not on stage. So they use social mediums or a podcast or Instagram Live or whatever they're doing. But I think the skill sometimes is, if you can, is to try to find the humor in something that's maybe not even related to what's going on. Like Jim Gaffigan came out with his feelings about politics, but he also is running so many clips of very, very funny things.
Oh, yeah.
To get people's minds.
I do a Jim Gaffigan impression.
Oh, may I hear it, Jimmy?
Why don't I take a burrito? And he does that, you know, he goes, why do they call it a burrito? That's all I can do.
No, that's spot on.
Wow,
that's pretty great.
That's so cool of you to say that it's spot on. But, you know, are you full of shit right now? Are you telling me the truth?
No, that was spot on. No, that was really good. I'm sorry I dropped my facade of sick humor and everything.
You want me
And
to
by
do?
talking to you, yeah, do more Jim Gaffigan. Do
Oh
anything.
yeah. Dorito.
So it has
Why do
to.
they call it a? Everybody's wearing masks. Why would you make your own mask? That's all I can do. That's all I can do, man.
I don't think it is. I think you can do many, many things.
Why do they call it a burrito?
No, but that word burrito really does give all of Jim's uniqueness of how he talks. And he lays things out. And you have all the tonal inflections. I mean, you're very talented. You are kind of an all-talented person. You can do many things. You can sing, you can dance, you comedian, actor.
I can do it all, and I can dance. Like you said, I used to dance in my underpants, but now I don't, because I have kids. So here's the thing. I want to ask you one more question.
You have kids in your underpants?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, are you doubting me?
No. You're one of our most important late night people.
Oh yeah, I think so too. So what are you working on next? Do you want to talk about anything else? You want to plug yourself or tell me?
I want to plug myself, but that has nothing to do with show business because my wife's out of town. Usually, right around now, I plug myself. Ask me what's wrong with me.
Oh God, here we go. We close the show out with this, though. I really want to know that, and be honest with me, because you've said a lot of different things.
Right.
You said you woke up early. You said you took a Claritin.
Yeah.
And
Claritin D.
So what is? You took a Claritin D. What is your problem? I'm gonna ask you that one. No.
That's a different way to say it. No, no, I'm not like that. No. First rule of want to fight me is don't bring up want to fight me. My problem right now is my wife's out of town. That's my problem.
Oh, wow.
So I have a lot of time and myself on my hands.
That's disgusting.
It really is. I'm going to go back to banging that seashell that I held up. It's really good to do visuals.
Where is it? Let me see it again. For the people that are watching, let me see
visual aids.
Oh, wow.
It's very pretty on this side.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it around.
Well, sure. You get the teeth. How
Can you hear the ocean when I do that? Can you hear the ocean?
I can't hear the ocean. The ocean. I can hear people hammering. Somebody's putting in a guest bedroom. And nobody told me about it. I don't want a guest bedroom. But there's another guest bedroom. So somebody's hammering very close to me.
Well, are you sure that's what's going on, or are you sure it's not like you brought up zombie apocalypse earlier? Are you sure it's not like vampires that they're putting in coffins and nailing them so they don't come out?
Oh, I never thought about that.
Because it's the year of the bat. That was a song by Al Stewart years ago. The Year of the Bat.
Oh, Al Stewart! I love Al Stewart. He's so cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
So listen, I gotta go. This is. I think we got the whole thing here on the recording process.
Okay, but I am lonely. I'll just, I'll be sitting here on the Zoom most of the day, just like this. So if you come back in 3-4 hours, I'll just be, oh hey Jimmy.
You're gonna stay in the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna be right here in the room where it happened.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool, man. Hey, man, thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for you being on the show. Thank you to Jeff Richards. Thank you, Bob Saget. You're a real champion. We get things back going. I'm gonna have you back on the show, and
I would love that. Thank you.
Every time you're on the show, you're so funny.
Thank you, Jimmy Fallon.
And you're hilarious too.
Oh well, funny. I don't think so, but you're just nice. You're very ingratiating. You say very nice things to people.
Well, I mean it. And I'm saying it because people need to say things like that. Like you're funny at a base level. You're funny, and then also you're hilarious. And I think you're hilarious, and you're a great guy. I love your hair and those glasses. So I just want to. For the people that are at home listening and they can't see your glasses, they're like the coolest glasses. They're incredible,
Well, they're very comfortable and they're non-reflective, and my nose comes off of them. The older I get, the more I have a Walter Matthau syndrome coming in. But for the younger people, don't Google them. It won't be flattering to me. But
can you say the word Google again?
Googling. Don't Google.
Oh, it's Google. So cute how you say that word.
Oh,
say
you like how I Google?
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Ask me what's wrong with me.
All right. Bob Saget, it's great to see you. I'm gonna cut you off right there because I just
All
can't
right,
take it
and I'm
anymore.
gonna Google you because
Google yourself. You know,
I'm going to.
I bet you will. It'll be all
Well,
over your
give my.
hands.
Oh my God, no, that's disgusting. I was just kidding. Look what I have here. Oh, it's gone. No, it's here. Hold on. I'm just gonna lead by. Oh, here it is. This is the best hand sanitizer. Sand sanitizer. Uh,
Sanitizer.
right, because it's pure alcohol. And then all you do is you lick your hands and you get so high.
I'm coming over. I'll be right there. You know, I'm gonna
Okay.
come over and we're
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
spray each other's
spray
hands.
it. Let's do
Spray
that.
my hands.
I'm gonna
You want to
spray
spray
your.
my hands?
Well, if it happens, I mean, I didn't ask for it. It's like a massage parlor. You don't ask for it, but if it happens,
Oh
um,
yeah,
but I haven't been in a massage parlor, and I mean, I'll go to a spa, but I haven't
sure.
been in an actual massage parlor ever in my whole life. Have you?
Yeah. No, no, not really. No, I've been massaged before, you know, but not like that, not
Right,
like
right.
that.
Well,
But I
I'll
gotta
let you go.
go.
I'm sorry,
I
you
gotta
got to
go.
go. Well, give my best to Jeff Richards, please.
Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Jeff would love to have you, but he's not going to have you now. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Bob Saget. There he is.
Thank you very much,
All
Jimmy.
right. Good night.
Good night.
This is Jeff. This is Jimmy Fallon, and I've just hosted the Jeff Richards Show with Bob Saget. He's amazing. Subscribe, click, link up, do what you got to do to follow us on iTunes or Spotify and the JeffRichardsShow.com. Okay. Later.